Hello, in this video I'd like to show you where to get, download and install paint.net. The site that you want to go to is www.getpaint.net, as I have up here in the address bar. So this is the site you want to go to, and you will want to go to the download link here on the menu at the top. Ignore these adverts here because these are all adverts and it looks like you're going to download Paint, but you're not. It's actually going to download other software. This is the site. It's quite a short home page, and you can see a picture of paint.net when it's being run. So what we'll do is we'll go to the download page here. And note that there are other adverts on this page. The section that you want to go to is down here where it says download, and click the download now.pdn button here. Please note also that there's some documentation that you might want to have a look at. I'll just click it now to show you. That takes you to this website where you can read all about how to use paint.net. So let's go back again. So I'll just back up and let's download the software itself. This will take you to another site. You can see here at the top right there's a link to actually download paint.net version 3.5.11 in this case. It might be different if you're seeing this video sometime in the future. So let's click the link. And I'm going to save it to file. I'm in Mozilla Firefox. Your browser might do it in a slightly different way. I'll click OK, and up here on the right there's a little green arrow. I'm going to click that, and it's downloaded paint.net, and you can see that it's in a .zip file. I'm going to double click it to bring it up. Now you could extract this .exe, but in most cases you can usually install straight off of the zip file. So I'm going to double click it to install, and there it is. It's given me a little warning telling me that it's a .exe file and it might be unsafe, but I know that this software is safe, so I'm going to click yes to go ahead and install it. So let's start the install process. And it can be a little bit slow to get going. Well, it is on my computer, maybe it's faster on yours. Here's where I'm going to give it permission to allow this program to make changes to the computer. I do trust paint.net. I have installed it before and it's fine. So here we go. Here's part of the process. It's just extracting all the files. And there we go. So let's wait for it to bring up the next section. There we go. And this is the bit that's actually going to install the software. So I'm going to use the quick option and click next. I'm going to agree to their terms and conditions. Click next. Now I'm just going to wait till it installs. This can take a few minutes. So I might actually pause, let it install, and I'll be back to you then. Only a second or two to you, but probably a few minutes. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back now, and paint.net has installed, and you can see the end screen here. I'm going to untick this little thing here to start paint.net for when I finish. Also, it's worth noting that you can donate to paint.net. It is free software, but if you think it's really good and you want to, then why not donate a few dollars? Let's click the finish button. Okay, so there we are. It's installed it. Somewhere here we go, there's the paint.net icon to start it up, and let's start it up. Okay, so here's paint.net, and there's no image loaded in it at the moment. I've just started it up. And I'll just show you a few features of it to get you started. First of all, there's these little dialogues surrounding the screen here. There's one to pick colors and one to pick various tools, a history of what you do, and the different layers that you might have in an image, and I will explain these things as we go through this series of videos. And some people don't like these little dialogues being here, and you can get rid of them. So for example, if I pick the tools dialog here, you can click the X to get rid of it. You've still got the tools under here, and if you want to put that little dialog back, you can click F5 or press F5 rather, or click the tools option there, and it comes back. So you can clean up the display if you like. There's a couple of features down the bottom right here which are good to know. For example, there's one here that gives you the size, the size, the width and the height of the image that we've currently got. Now it's just a blank white image here, and you can see that it's 800 times 600 pixels, and I know it's pixels because up here you can pick what units you want to work in, whether it's pixels, inches or centimeters. So for example, I've changed to inches, and if you look down here you can see that it's now changed the units to inches, and I'll just go back to pixels. Most people probably work in pixels because that's the most recognized measurement, if you like, of unit for an image. You can also see that moving quite rapidly is a couple of numbers here which give you the position of your cursor. So I know that I'm on pixel 224 by 132. That's the grid position of my cursor at the moment. If I move it down, you'll see that the second value mostly is going up. I can't move it completely straight down, so the left one moves a little bit. So that's the pixel position. Up here you can pick the units we just saw. You can click on or off the ruler. You see the ruler going around the side here, which shows you also where you are within the image. You can see there's a blue line, little blue line here, and on the side, moving up and down. And I'll show you this one a little bit later. You can also increase the size of the window by clicking or this or that, or you can drop this down and reduce the size that you see on screen. It doesn't actually change the size of the image, just the display size that you see to work on it. I'll go over the other things a little bit later. So let's put a few images in here and have a look at a couple of other things. Now you can simply open an image from here, and if I go to some pictures, I'll go to my pictures directory and we'll just pick a picture. Let me see, let's pick I've got a Christmas card here. There we go. So again, you can see down the bottom, you can see that the size of the image has changed, and it's a bigger image than the blank image it started with. You can increase the size of it, decrease the size of it, and I said I've got this pixel grid here, so if I click that, as it gets bigger it'll start coming into effect, and as I go right in and zoom right in on the image, you can see that each one of these squares, which is represented by this pixel grid here, just switch on and off, is a pixel. So that's the size of a pixel which goes with that unit there. So you can also scroll in and out of the size of it by holding down the control key, and if you have a scroll wheel on your mouse you can move that. So I'm just going to have a quick look at this history part here, because this is quite an important part and a general part. If I pick a brush here, I'm going to pick a paintbrush, and I'll just I'll make it a little bigger as well. Don't worry about what I'm doing too much. There you are. And you see that I've put various things on here, and for each one I put in it, for each one where I drag something across and then let go, it puts another entry in the history. And I can either back up the history by clicking this undo here, or Control Z, and it will back up, or I can go forward again, or I can pick a point, and then if I do something else from that point, it will delete those old points that I backed up from just now. A bit hard to explain that. Maybe I'll explain that again. So if I'm doing things there, it keeps a history of it. and I could back up to that point and replace all those steps by doing my next edit. So in this way you can go forwards and back, taking away or putting back again your edits and your changes. Quite a useful thing to know. So let's add another file. Can you see up here on the right that we've got a small image of this image here? Another way that I can introduce images into, just going to find my pictures again, introduce images into it, just drag and drop them. So if I pick another image from here, let's find something interesting. Okay, I'm going to drag and drop this image. I'm not sure what it is, but we'll find out in a minute. Oh yeah, we can see down the bottom it's a black border here. I'll drag it onto, oops, start again. There we go, drag it onto here. It'll give me some questions. Opens the image as a new image, or I can add a layer. I'm not going to explain add a layer, I'm just simply going to open the image. And can you see up here on the right there's two images now, and I can flip between them and work on them. So final thing that I'm going to talk about here for an introduction is if I click the File tab at the top, I can save as. And when I save as, I can pick the format that I want to save it in. Now there are a few different image formats, of which the most common ones are GIF, JPG and PNG. The other ones on here aren't used quite as much. The PDN is a little bit special. That's a project file for paint.net. It's the same extension they use in Photoshop, but it's actually a project file. So if you're editing and working on an image, you can open that file and get all those edits back again and continue working on your image. However, if you export it as a GIF or a JPG or a PNG or one of the other things, then it'll create an image, and that particular image it creates will be permanent. It will be set as it was when you saved it, and when you edit it again, you can't redo your changes or anything like that. You get it as it is. So the most common format these days is probably let's just get rid of that. The most common format these days is probably JPG, GIF and PNG, like I said, but PNG is becoming more popular. It's a more flexible format, and I recommend that you save in PNG a lot of the time. A PNG can do all the things that a JPG and a .gif can do, but at a slightly better quality and with more flexibility. So I hope that's a useful introduction to paint.net, and in future videos we'll look at cropping and resizing and other things that you can do to an image.